Very recently, I drained my bank account, all my bank accounts, to zero. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about how I filled my bank account originally, and then how I drained my bank account, and the lessons that I've learned along the way, the trials and tribulations. So maybe you can learn from this and maybe make the same mistake that I made, maybe not make the same mistake that I made, because nobody likes to drain their bank account to zero. Let's be honest. That's not fun. I'm not having fun with a low bank account, but you know what? It's all good. Money comes and goes. Money comes in waves. And I'm also gonna tell a little bit of story, kind of a backstory of what I did, how I got here. And I think you're gonna find some things in here that you can take and implement into your own life about money management, about maybe your hopes, your dreams, your desires, the types of jobs that you do, the types of businesses that you maybe start or don't start. And so without further ado, in 2022, I earned almost $312,000. So that was 2 years ago. I joined a company who was selling a coaching program, teaching people how to start an Airbnb business. And the company was on fire. We were doing a lot. I was on the sales team. We were rah, kind of Jordan Belfort type vibe, but not as much drugs and cocaine and all that stuff. And I made a lot of money. I did really well. I worked really hard. I felt rich. I moved into a nice, big luxury apartment. I bought a nice car. I bought a Mercedes-Benz C63S AMG. Room V8. And that was great. I had a lot of fun, spent some money, went on some vacations, felt like a baller, felt like a G. And then I said, you know what? This is cool. Money is nice, but I'm taking like 8 sales calls a day, just saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And I don't like doing that. That's not fulfilling. That's not who I want to be for my life, for the rest of my years, just to be a sales rep collecting commission. And I knew that was always just a pit stop in my journey, not just, this isn't the end, this is just a part of my journey. And so, long story short, I left that company to pursue different businesses, different business partnerships, a couple of them that didn't go so well, which I definitely had a big fault in. I take accountability for fucking up some of these little business partnerships and projects and things along the way. And I started content, which, as most people know, typically doesn't really make you any money for a while until you figure out how to monetize. And then I ended up starting my own fitness coaching company, which, if you're watching this, maybe you followed me for some of my fitness and health content, which is great. Welcome. I'm no longer really making a lot of that content, although it'll always be a part of me and my story. And I made a little bit of money, but mostly lost money or broke even, because the fitness coaching was actually really difficult. I felt like I didn't have much of a competitive advantage. There was also a good amount of a skill gap for me as a sole business owner and a sole entrepreneur. So there was a lot of things that I was quite honestly doing wrong, doing incorrectly, maybe not doing enough of. And that's obviously an issue. And over this time, I had some money coming in from different business ventures, my own business, but a lot of money going out. And eventually we got to a point where your boy fucking ran out of money. And I didn't go and get a job or go and get some other vehicle that was gonna pay me cash and pay my bills until now, is really what I'm like getting back into. And that's a problem. Obviously, you need money to pay rent and food and travel and whatever it is that you want to do, insurance. And so that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now, where I've drained my bank account and I'm getting another job so that I can get some cash in the door. But I think one thing that I learned along this journey of being an entrepreneur, a 1099 sales rep, making money, then not making money, etc., is that number one, money comes and goes in waves. Sometimes you make a lot of money in a short amount of time. Sometimes you don't make any money for a long amount of time, or very, very little. And I think it's just to understand that and understand those waves, and sort of, you can't just think, oh, I'm making so much money right now, it'll always be that way, right? Like I had this thought at one point that was like, oh, I'm making so much money, this is great. it's only up from here. I literally thought that to myself at some point, like, oh, it's only up from here, which is completely false. As I said, it comes in waves. And once that opportunity was no longer the same, things had changed, I went to making less money. And so you don't want to make your decisions financially, at least I don't ever want to do this again, where I make financial decisions based on short-term wins or based on short-term amount of money that I'm making from something, because things definitely change, right? And they can kind of go all over the place, up, down, sideways, backwards, who knows? And also to realize, if you're going to be starting businesses, if you're going to be starting ventures, side hustles, content, this and that, different projects where you may not have the consistency of commission coming in or a salary that you can bank on, you may need to safe keep some of the money that you've made in an account, in investments, in whatever, to help you stay afloat while you chase your dreams, while you start that business, while you do these other things, so that you can actually live. And I did that. And I did that well for a long time. It's just that I did it for too long. I should have figured out another way to make money along the way sooner, so that I didn't drain my bank account to zero. Now, I mean, you can obviously see I'm not very shaken up. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm fucking down in the dumps. Don't look at me like I don't have money right now. I'm just like, money comes and goes. And that's all good. I know I have amazing skills and experience, especially in sales, that I can go join a sales team and I can make great money. You know, might be 10, 20K a month, maybe even more, which I've made a lot more than that in a month with sales. So I know that I can earn it back. I know that I can get myself back on my feet again with relatively minimal effort. It's not like I need to go win the lottery or start the next Tesla or something like that to get back on my feet. Going forward, as I chase this dream of YouTube, content creation, freedom lifestyle, influencer, fame, status, etc., I know that there's going to be potentially a long time where I'm not making amazing money from the content itself. I also know that I'm gonna need money coming in, obviously, to pay the bills, and I'm gonna need another job on the side, something else to make me money until I can go 100% full time. And when you chase your dreams, sometimes there's periods of time, as I said, where you don't have money coming in and you need savings to basically keep you afloat during that time. So sometimes we have to take those big risks. If we want to chase our ultimate and wildest dreams, we may have to make some sacrifices, and we may have to be okay with losing some money for a little bit. Ultimately, I will do whatever it takes to get to my ultimate goal and my ultimate dream. I don't care if I have to go broke. I don't care if I have to go get a job. I don't care if I have to do things that are embarrassing or cringy or whatever it is, because I care about the goal and the destination way more than I give a fuck about any of those other things, right? Like, that is just the reality of it all. Like, I've made a lot of money in my life, what I consider a lot of money, right? More than I knew what to spend, okay? I'm not a millionaire, not the guy on here that's saying, oh, I made $1 million or $10 million at the age of 23 or whatever. No, not me. I don't know what it's like to make that much money, not yet. But I know what it's like to make more money in a month than I even know what to do with or how to spend it, okay? So like, I've checked that box, and I know that I have a skill set and a background and a network where I can always have a job and I can always get paid. So for me, like, that stuff isn't exciting. That's not what I want to do. I'm not out here looking for security and stability. Like, I am out here to chase my wildest and most outlandish dreams, because what the fuck else am I going to do? That's all that I want to do. It's all that I think about. It's all that I've ever obsessed about and thought about for the last 10 years. Is to live a life of freedom and to inspire others and share the journey and be charismatic and funny and showcase my personality and travel the world and do all of this sick, amazing shit that I want to do. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to chase it, and I don't care what the means is. Again, if it needs to be a business, if I need to go work for someone, if I need to work my way up, go be an apprentice, for someone, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep banging my head against the wall until it fucking breaks and I get everything that I've ever wanted.